our supplier got in touch with us saying we've got something a bit special. You don't really see them in the collections quite so much. And that was it, we were taken straight away. So we threw together this aviary in about 12 hours, preparing for these guys arriving. And they've been fantastic. These guys are our new red-bellied Tamarins. They're called Ben and Anna, banana. And we got them from a zoo in Germany. They were looking to move them on, and one of our exotic suppliers let us know. We were more than happy to take them on. They are originally found in the Amazon area, around Bolivia and Brazil. They are a New World species, meaning they're arboreal, they live in trees. And the way you can tell the difference between a New World species and an Old World species is the lack of thumbs. And also Old World species are ground dwellers. They very rarely sleep in the trees. These are frugivores, which means their diet consists mainly of fruits and veggies, but we do supplement that with good old-fashioned baby porridge. The baby porridge contains most of the vitamins and minerals needed to help with bone growth and condition. And we also add a calcium and vitamin D supplement to this to help avoid rickets or MBD, metabolic bone disorder. The calcium is absorbed through the D3 lamps that we run inside here to help with the growth of the bones and the teeth. When we got them in, we were unaware that the female has a cataracts issue. We clicked on pretty quickly. Within about 12 hours, we noticed that her mobility wasn't as good. She was actively using the male for guidance, and it was abundantly clear there was something wrong with the eyes. We worked really, really quickly, got in touch with Keith, our vet, and expressed concerns. He then got in touch with friends that he knew that worked specifically in eyes with animals, and the ball's rolling from there. So we are very keen to get her eyes fixed, and the vets involved are very keen to help her as well. Because they're so keen, they're now involved in speaking to primate anaesthetists to see how long she'll need to be under, the dosages that they can safely use with her. So the ball is rolling. We're just waiting on more information coming back before we go ahead with it. She can still see. I believe it's more shapes and colours as opposed to as clear as it should be. But at 7 years old, when you realise she's potentially got another 15 years ahead of her, it will eventually become to the point where it will affect her way of life. It won't affect any difference in the way we care for her. If anything, we'll put provisions in place to make sure we can do the best we can for her as her eyesight starts to fail. But before we get to that, we'd rather just fix it. So we are. So Keith came up and he done just a visual check, trying to eliminate whether it was actually cataracts or a diabetes induced blindness. And it kind of confirmed my suspicions that it was a cataracts issue. So he's been in touch with Chris. Chris and Keith are working together now, trying to find out the right dosages to need for anaesthetising. And we're hoping we can get a scan done on her eyes to make sure we can get the right lenses for her. And when it comes to the operation day, they're hoping that they can do it all in the space of 24 hours. So we'll take her from here, take her to site, we'll sedate her, change the lenses, wake her up, we'll bring her back, trying to eliminate any further stress, especially for the male as well, because they're a bonded pair. So here's hoping we can get it all done within the 24-hour sort of time frame to make it as smooth a transition for both animals. But the quality of life, according to Keith and Chris, will be vastly improved. And obviously, looking after animals and making sure they're cared for and proper husbandry is what we aim for. So we'll do our best for her, so we will. Keith is a zoo vet. He has worked with loads of animals before, but this is new to him. In terms of eye work, he's told me he's only really done dogs and cats, which I'd imagine most vets have only really done is dogs and cats. So monkeys is a bit out of his league, hence why we're getting all the appropriate information from the experts. Chris is a bit more into repairing eyes. That's his job. He fixes eyes in animals. And the one concern I suppose I had was, has he ever done anything as small as a monkey's eye? But I was made aware by Keith. He was really enthusiastic about it. He told me, don't worry about the size of the eye. Chris has worked on a salamander's eye. So I don't think you can get much smaller than a salamander's eye. The outside run, she's managed to map inside here really, really quickly and really, really well. They've not been outside yet. We're housing them inside so that they become comfortable. It's almost like a quarantine period before we let them outside. But at the moment, we're in minus temperatures. And most primates, although they'll go outside, won't go outside when it's this cold. We've been made aware that she had a baby 2 years ago and she's a really good mum. So I don't know what's happened to cause her not to have a baby last year. So hopefully we can just kind of keep her comfortable, get conditions correct for her, and she'll continue to breed this year or onwards. But the most important thing to us just now is her vision. Yeah, this is our special treat. They get this once every now and again. It's very much a training treat, but mini marshmallows. They are very eager for mini marshmallows.